Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of a Brown King production. It is truly an honor to be back with you guys. I kind of took some time off just to rest, heal, and get better. It's good to be back. Happy Saturday to you guys. It is Saturday afternoon, a day for us here in my household where we just relax, chill, um, watch movies, go out if we're doing anything. But here in Georgia, just to be honest with you, the weather is very bipolar. We're supposed to have I think 60 or 70% chance of rain today. Then the sun pops out. Then we got pollen all over the place. So you may hear it in my voice. I do suffer from allergies and has asthma. So I got the inhaler, the Flonase, the pump, the teas, the all of that stuff I have to do this time of year. And being from the South, this is my actually going on I think my second year. Yeah, my second year of my first year, I would say. Truly my first year being back here from up north. So I'm still trying to adjust to this weather. But I love it. I will say I do love it. The 80 degrees one day, the 30 degree the next day, it's just spring. So I will say again, happy spring to you guys. We made it. It seems like this this year is really flying by really fast. It's like from the beginning to here we are now, and at the end of March, getting ready to go into April. Time waits for no one. It really doesn't. So we really, if there's anything we want to do, need to do, or on our vision board, we really need to nail it down and start working them out because this year's flying by pretty fast. Fast. Just to let you guys know, I always try to keep it as transparent as possible with you guys. Now I tell and I share, but there's some things I keep close to me and to my family. I am recovering from a little small procedure. I had to have emergency procedure. I had to have. I'm okay. I'm still healing, but I will tell you, it takes your body a minute to get over something, especially physical, emotional, anything. Give yourself the grace and the time to heal. I have my smoothie here that I've been sucking on for about an hour now, and then I have my water. So I'm really taking my time on this because this was something that just came out of nowhere. And I went to the urgent care, and the urgent care was like, you need to go to the emergency room ASAP. So thank God I did, listening to myself and listening to my husband. So he's been kind of hovering over me for the last 2 weeks, making sure that, I'm good. That's just what he does. It's just kind of hover and make sure I'm good. I'm the younger one in the marriage, and I swear he's always taking care of me and making sure I'm okay. I told him, I said, something, I got with an older guy thinking, not just thinking that I was going to take care of him and be there for him as we should be in a relationship. But I kid you not, he is always taking care of my 45-year-old ass, and every once in a while I get a chance to take care of his 60-year-old ass, and I love it because any relationship, anything, if it's not give or take, if you got somebody in your life that is not there for you when you need them the most, why the fuck are you with them? I ask anybody that. If you are in a marriage, a relationship, a partnership, a situationship, or whatever you have, and the person is not feeding you and helping you and healing you and making you a better person, why are you there? Why? You need to change that. You need to have more love for yourself in that manner. And I'm grateful that I have not only him, but people who are in my circle who are truly amazing to help me. As a person who's sickly, I need that. And I'm grateful that God put people like that in my life. And I'm grateful that God put enough wisdom and enough accountability in myself to not only hold myself accountable, but hold the people accountable who I have chosen and picked to be there for me. It doesn't matter if it's blood or somebody I chose. It doesn't matter. I think we do ourselves a disservice when we don't have people who are there to help us and assist us. That's just me. And you get what you get because you don't have the right energies around you, or you're not dwelling from the right energy. With everything that's going on today, and the whole time I've been quiet, I'm not really on social media, but reading and listening and keeping my mouth closed. Um, I was I'm shocked, to be honest with you. I'm saddened um, to see the things that we do and how we carry on and how we address and how we act toward each other. It's awful. It is awful. And we need to understand that there's accountability that will happen for all of us at some day. I was always taught as a child, every dog is going to have his day. Every dog is going to have his day. Some dogs have 2 days. That was just my parents and grandparents, my mother and my grandfather. I like to give recognition to those who raised me, who was in my life, because there's a lot of people who are around you wanting high fives and great jobs and thank you and didn't do shit. But for my grandfather and my mother, they put in me, every dog's gonna have his day. That lets me know that there's accountability, atonement that's gonna happen for all of us. Be particular what you do. Be particular how you treat people. Be particular how you carry yourself and move. Because I'm gonna tell you something, there's somebody's watching you. There's somebody wanting to invest in you. There's somebody out there that don't give a damn about you. There are people out there in your circle, in your life, that don't mean you know well. But you have to be smart enough. You have to be courageous enough. You have to have a gift of discernment and knowing and watch people how they move. Maya Angelou had this quote, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. But let me tell you something. Demons, spirits, witches, warlocks, low down, good for nothing people are very crafty. They will show you one thing. You think, oh, I've known this person for years. And then all of a sudden, in one situation, one experience, one incident, this person just flips on you. I've always prayed to God to give me the gift, the knowledge, the fortitude to be able to read people. I'm a pretty good reader of people. When I feel like something ain't right or I don't like the way that you move, I cut you off very quickly. No explanation needed. I just cut you off because I understand how people can be in your circle, in your life, in your presence, in your house, in your bed, calling you brother, sister, lover. I love you. And they be the worst snake in the barrel, or be the lowest from the pits of hell. But you have to watch people, because as I told you, at the end of the day, something I've always understood, no one's going to have your back the way that you have your back. No one's going to cover your ass the way that you're going to cover your ass. So watch people. Watch how people move. Watch how people make little jokes. Watch how people don't say something when something needs to be said, or don't do something when it needs to be done. You have to watch people and weigh people constantly. People in my life, people every day, I watch how they move. I watch how they respond to stuff. I watch what they're bringing to me. I weigh what they're saying and how they move, and if they're adding value to my life, if they're producing things in their life. I watch people, because at the end of the day, my peace, my well-being, my health, my spirit, my soul, my aura is my responsibility to cover, protect, and maintain. And there's people that comes in your life that don't wish you well. They're literally there just to get what they can get. There was a story that I told one time on one of the past episodes of me and Charles driving down the road, a country road here in Columbus where we live at, outside of Columbus where we live at. We were driving down this road and the power lines were over us. And I was watching these buzzards just going down on the road, feeding from the carcass that was there. And one by one would be up high looking, the other would be down there feeding. And they would take turns. And I was looking at that, and I turned it and said, you know something? There's people in our lives that we allow to be close to us. They feeding and picking. And watch who you talk to. Watch who you vent with. Because let me tell you something. In my 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, there are vents in every room. And if I'm venting, you can see the top of the ceiling right there, that vent. If I'm sitting there telling my heart's desire to that vent, I need to be wise enough to know that that vent is going to feed that air or feed that throughout the apartment. Know that. Know, watch who you say in your dreams and your things and your very private, precious time that you have with someone. Watch what you say, because please know it's being shared. If you don't think so, watch it. Watch it. And they're sitting there quiet and not listening or not interacting or not saying anything. Just trust your gut. Your gut will tell you. You may get the little hairs on your arm. Well, I don't have any on my arms. I make sure they're hot wax or shaved off. That's just me. Or you get the hairs on the back of your neck, or you feel your spidey senses is telling you something. Trust your gut, because you got some foes that are in your circle that needs to be cut out. That needs to be cut out. There are things, going back to me not feeling well right now. There was something that was in my body that was not helping me, that was hurting my body, and doctors had to cut it out. If it would have laid there, stayed there, my body, it would have, let's say an abscess or a sore or a rising or a boil, it's only going to get bigger as that infection go, as that pus, as that heat from your body, as that bacteria, that infection is going through your body, that let's say that ball, that abscess is only going to get bigger. It is going to get to a point where it's going to either get in your bloodstream and take you out, or it needs to be lanced or cut or whatnot to take it away. Think about cancer. Doctors have to remove that cancer, because if not, if it starts here and they don't do anything for it, they don't give you any medication, radiation, chemo, or do surgery, it will spread if you allow it to happen. We have to watch the people that we have in our circle. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying everybody that you have in your circle, in your life, in your family, is low down and dirty. But I'm going to tell you something, majority of them are. Just be wise. Watch people. Keep those things that are very close to you, keep them to you. You can share some things, and people will prove to you over time who they are and how they will act. So to that Maya Angelou, who was very wise and amazing human being the time that she was on this earth, when someone shows you who they are, believe it, but also make a note in your mind. Okay, you showed me something today. I'm going to keep my eye on you a little bit closer, because I'm telling you, that person may not be who you need in your life. I'm just kind of talking from experience. Watch them, because they will prove to you. My mom also taught me, whatever is in a person will come out. Whatever is in a person will come out, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Give them time. It's going to come out. If a person is low down and dirty today, I'm not saying redemption is not a process and it's not valid and it cannot help a person. It can, but that person has to want the change. And if that person do not want that change, if they low down and good for nothing and bottom trash today, the day they leave this earth, they will be the same way if they don't change and get better. So watch that. Sometimes we can't get mad at the adversary for doing what they're doing. We have to watch ourselves and pray for discernment, and pray for a third eye clear. Keep your third eye clear. Keep your chakras clear. Keep your auras clear. Ask God to give you the vision to see what needs to be seen, because I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of things that are happening today in this United States, in your community, in your life, in your bed, with your children, with your friends, with your co-worker, that you need to see. And a lot of it you can't just see by looking. You got to watch people. Watch how they move. Listen to them. See what they're doing in their life, how they treat themselves, what they do for themselves. Because I'm going to tell you, there's been a lot of people that I had to remove out my life, and I didn't sit down and have a conference call. I didn't call them and have a conference call. I didn't sit up a touch base with them. I didn't have to put them on a PIP appeal. I just dismissed them. I just deleted their numbers. I just went on, because when it comes to me, I don't have conversations with grown people. Unless I really care about you and I want you to change and I think I can help you and something I'm saying can add value to, because people know what they're doing. Let me give you an example. What's going on today with TikTok and Facebook? Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, knows what he's doing to that former employee that used to work for him, who now have TikTok, and TikTok is leaps and bounds ahead of Facebook. But with Mark Zuckerberg being the individual that he is, and the owner of TikTok, being where he is at the top, doing his thing, have an amazing platform that people come and able to connect, that share things, administer and help each other, and be silly and do these tests, these dance contests, all of that stuff. Facebook is not happy. So what does Facebook go and do? Be low down and dirty. If I can't put you in check and be happy for your success, I'm going to go and go to the government and give the government money. We got senators and House of Representatives, individual money to discredit you and try to kill your platform. That's the honest thing in the book, monopolies. I mean, the United States was built on capitalists. It's very capitalist. It's a capitalist country. So Facebook, TikTok has a lot of people on it who are people of color in all walks of life that's making a lot of money off being an influencer, off whatnot. And Facebook is doing everything they can to discredit it. Meta, M-E-T-A, is doing everything they can to discredit it, to take it down, to eliminate it, to be the only social media platform here in the United States that people want to use. Well, like anything in life, you have your time. Facebook, Instagram, I'm going to be honest, your time is gone. The way people connect now is number one through TikTok. Through TikTok. And I enjoy the platform. I'm going to say I enjoy the platform. I enjoy what it stands for. I like what I see. But anything, people do things with social media. Number one, social media and any form of social media is reality. It is individuals showing you a snippet of what is going on in their life that they want to share. You being hopefully a smart person will see, oh my God, I see Nathaniel doing this podcast and I think I know him. No, you don't. You only know what I share with you. You don't know the ins and outs and the intricacies of my life and who I am as an individual. You only know what I present and what I share with you. Now, everybody have different ways of using their platform. I'm not the person that's going to take my shirt off and get butterball naked to get some views and some like. I like to use what God gave me, the gift of gab, the gift of sharing and encouraging people and connecting to people in that way and sharing my stories and anything that I can help put out there to help us and make us better. That's what I'm doing, because I see a world and it's just chaos with people not being real, not being authentic, showing you what they want to show you. And in the backside, they're telling you, oh, I have this $1 million mansion and it's fabulous and I'm fabulous and I buy all designers this and, all of that. And child, they sit up there eating ramen noodle every night. Or they don't even have the house furnace. Or they robbing Peter to pay Paul. I like to keep it real. Even on any of my videos, any of my pictures, anything, you see what you see. I don't use filters. Thank God and thank my parents, I'm a nice looking man. No tea, no shade, just telling the truth. I don't have to use filters. When you meet me in person, if you meet me in person in any point of my life, I want you to see the guy that I saw on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube. Oh my God, he looked the same. He looked the same. No difference, no front, no whatever. I try to be as authentic as possible. Like I said, I grew up in rural part of Alabama. I'm about 100 miles from where I grew up at. The house, I still have it. I own it because it keeps me connected. And I thank God for that. Thank God that my mom put that in me. I thank God that I listened to what my mom said. Thank God I had the ability to work hard to save and hold things so I could be able to pay cash for something that I wanted. That's just me. I try to be as authentic as possible in a world where there's a lot of bullshit. In a country where there's a lot of bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong. I love being an American. That's all I know, being an American. But I'm going to call shit out when I think it needs to be called out. And what's going on with TikTok is a good example of some bullshit in America. Real talk. And it makes me wonder, can an individual in this country rise to greatness, pull themselves up by their own bootstrap, work hard, study, go to school, go to college, listen, work on jobs, learn from jobs, get fired, get low pay and work their way up and be a success and not have your adversary come for you? Baby, that's America. I'm going to tell you, that's America. Now, those who are coming for him and what they're doing, and sitting there watching, I didn't watch all of that long trial, that long him going to D.C. and defending himself and his brand. Number one, I give him total kudos because me being me, and I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't try to come across as anything else, but I would have told them people where they can stick it, how long they can stick it, and how long it can be there, what getting sticked. But he sat there. Courageous individual, put himself through that. If it was me, I'd be like, fuck y'all. I have more money than you. You on my platform. And if you're calling me out for what I'm doing, let's call you, let's be honest. Okay, you Republican senator, don't you like child's paraphernalia? Don't you like looking at kids? Aren't you trying to beat this crowd? Ma'am, aren't you taking money for people that you know kill kids? Abortion? And like it? Now let me tell you something. I'm for whatever you think, whatever your views are, that's your business. But when you come from me and mine, baby, let me tell you something. It ain't gonna be cute. I may sit there 5 hours with you, but let me tell you something. I'm gonna throw everything I can at you. Because we at war. And ain't nothing about war is cute. Now, I am a great debater. I feel like war should be used when everything we have tried to do fail. But sometimes war is necessary. And I felt like that individual, that young man, that business leader, that courageous individual was at war. Because these individuals have been paid to do what they're doing by somebody else that was his boss at some point. Just because he want to eliminate him as a competition. Just because his pale white face don't know how to keep a business running and going. Don't get me wrong, Facebook was cute, Instagram was cute. But let's be honest, there's a lot of stuff has happened under his watch with Facebook and Instagram. Is why you don't have the numbers that you need. Your business literally is tanking. And while you're sitting there trying to compete with somebody, eliminate the competition, which is smart. I am a businessman. That's somewhat smart, but it shows what type of person that you are. And let me tell you something. As a person will sit there and slaughter and tear down somebody else, that is a miserable human being. To me. Miserable. Why don't you just go over here and get your stock up? Why don't you go over here and just get better business practices? Why don't you go over here and take care of your people? Why don't you go over here and stop trying to line politicians' pockets, past president, current president, and congressmen and women that should not even be in office. They barely can run their own household with their corrupt behinds. They wouldn't know what good and right was if it was sticking up their behind on a sunny day. They wouldn't know. They so corrupt. They wouldn't even know what right and wrong was if it was touching their nose. But you're going to use them as tools and weapons to get what you want. Smart, but let me tell you something. At the end of the day, Facebook and Instagram and any other platform that Mark Zuckerberg have is going to go down because you are a shitty leader. And a shitty human being. Just my thought, just my view. And what's happening to you is your own sin. Really. I would be, if I had somebody like the guy on TikTok that worked for me at some point, and he went on and did something bigger and better. As a leader, as a businessman, as a person with some type of, you know, good moral fiber, I will applaud him. I will high five him. I would even tell him there's things, I would even try to link our things up if possible. And if not, I will still celebrate him because I really do believe in healthy competition. And this is what this is to me. It boils down to healthy competition. Someone worked for you, learned from you, saw what you were doing, took a little bit of it and added their stuff and made it better. And that's just giving people a different version. Some people may like Facebook and Instagram, and some people may like TikTok, Snapchat. There's enough out there for everybody. I really do believe. Like I said, I believe in healthy competition. I believe that there's enough room at the table for everyone. I may be gullible for believing that, but that's just something I believe. And if you want to be number one, work hard and do what you need to do to get to the top spot. And if you lose that, okay, you lost it. Do what you need to do to get your money up, get your viewership up. But I will tell you, as just me and doing what I'm doing, with my podcast and stuff, there's so many different. I'm not just on one platform. I'm literally on 8 or 9 different platforms. So if you don't connect with me on Instagram or Facebook or Spotify or Apple Music or Snapchat or TikTok or YouTube, there's so many different ways to connect. But you as a brain have to be smart and put yourself out there. You have to be. And let's say I'm over here on Instagram and Facebook and I feel like I need to leave, I'm gonna leave. And Facebook, you can try to make it very difficult for people to deactivate their accounts and stuff. And that's what you're doing over there. You so messy. Mark Zuckerberg, you's a messy hoe. You's a messy hoe. You making it hard for people to deactivate their Facebook's account. But let me tell you something. Just like they signed up with your ass, they can delete that account. And you may still have some of their information and whatnot, but when people are tired of fucking with you, they are tired of fucking with you. There ain't nothing you could do about it. They're gonna leave. Once again, this is America. And for all the congressmen and women that showed your ass the way you did, people watching you. People watching you. And your trifling behind got to get reelected again. And you know something? And one of the biggest persons who is going against TikTok, you got to look at what people are saying. I listen to what people are saying and I watch how they ass move. Like, okay, this senator is sitting here saying all of this about TikTok, and what it's going to do to our children. Bitch, take your ass to some of these damn cities like New Orleans, Baltimore, Columbus, Atlanta, San Francisco, LA, and let's start working on some of this damn crime. Cause y'all sit here and say this about the kids and the crime and taking down TikTok, but baby, you ain't doing shit about the crime that's going on in your damn city. Okay? Let's call a spade a spade. And people, don't think people, now there are some simple-minded ass people in this world. Yes, there are. There are some people who are dumb as just sheep. Yeah, they are. But there are some people that they're a little smart and smarter than you. And if you're sitting up here saying, okay, this guy, what he's doing over here with TikTok and social media is awful. Okay, well, let's look at how you made your money. Okay? You're very wealthy, highly wealthy. I'm talking about like double-digit millionaire. But we can go and look you up and look your ass up on TikTok if we want to. Go to search and look this senator up and see how he made his money. The one who's hollering the biggest. I always look at those who are hollering. Then I look at those who are quiet. Why your ass so quiet? You have to analyze people. That's something I learned. There's some classes that I took on how to analyze people and study body language and all of that good stuff. And I watch people who are speaking and engagement because I do that. And I'm like, okay, this person is sitting up here saying, this is so bad for us. This is so bad. Well, Trick, look at how you make your money. Because you know politicians are known for, don't do this. And child, they sitting up here trafficking kids every which way but the right way. They sitting up here got child porn all up on their cell phone and laptops and stuff like that. Government tools. But they sitting over here telling us don't do this. Oh my God, that is awful. No, don't do that. And you have to watch some of these Christian leaders too now. Now, I'm not saying all Christian leaders are bad. I met some amazing Christian leaders, and there are some amazing leaders out there doing some good work. But child, let me tell you something. Y'all need to go through and check out some of these preachers and teachers, because they are definitely getting a little too close and doing some things that they should not be doing with our kids. Anybody with kids, I don't have kids, let me tell you something. My mama had watched us like a hawk. My mama know who we were with, where we were going, how long we would be there, who was going to get us back, how much money we had in our pocket, all of that. My mom and my granddad was on that. But I understand everybody was not raised the way that I was raised. And there was things that happened in my life. My mom and my granddad did the best they could. But the point I'm making is, you really need to be engaged in what's going on in your kid's life. You do. We all do. Hell, I got nieces and nephews. I tell them real quick, my door is always open. If there's anything you need to talk to me about, talk to me about it. This is a judgment-free zone. But know after we talk about it, we gonna do something. Whether it's get you some therapy, whether to get you some more training or skill set, whether it's getting you more one-on-one time with me or whomever, we gonna do that. And we're gonna wrap around you as a community and make sure that you're okay. Because I understand it's very hard to raise kids. I don't have any. My heart go out to all the parents. But let me tell you something. What is happening to the kids in this country, let me tell you something. As a me being who I am, let me tell you, I don't know. If it was my child, I don't know what I would be. I pray to God daily. I hope he keeps me and help me make better judgment calls. But let me tell you something. Some of the things that I hear and see that is happening to kids in this country is crazy. And I'm just putting it lightly. It's crazy. Monitor your child. Monitor their phones. Monitor their computers. Monitor their iPads. Go in there and monitor they motherfucking playing the PlayStation 2, 5, 6, 7. Monitor their ass. Get in their ass. Go through their stuff in their room. I do. I don't care, I do. My niece and nephew, I'm all up in their damn business. Who is that? How long you known this person? Let me talk to them. And I tell them real quick, I am crazy. Whatever you think you're going to do, you want to do, just know, such and such has a crazy uncle. And it ain't no place on this earth that I can't go and tag your ass. That's just me. Not only am I crazy, people in my family is crazy. We don't play when it comes to kids. We've been in leadership position. We have raised kids. We have protected kids. We have fought for kids. We pay taxes for our children. But be particular what's going on with your child, because there's a lot of shit that is just uncalled for. Uncalled for. Unnecessary, because they were not things in place, people in place standing for them. And hell, if you need help, reach out. Reach out. My child is not listening to me. Hell, they may not be listening to you, but they're going to listen to somebody. If they don't listen to somebody, there's a jail and there's a grave for them. Just like it is for us. But we really need to start monitoring this, because I'm seeing a lot. I'm hearing a lot. There's a lot of child trafficking going on, a lot of child sex going on, a lot of kids just being not in scenarios where they're able to be kids. And that hurts my heart. That just hurts my heart. And I don't know how any of us can go to sleep and be comfortable at night knowing that there are things like this that is happening. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand it. But we also need to understand that we need to raise our kids. We need to be better for them, because they are what we're going to leave. When we lay down and die, they're the ones that are going to be walking this earth. They're the ones. I don't know how my life would be growing up with social media, because we really didn't have that. You know, I was born in 77, 45 years old. We didn't have that. We had conversations at night and sitting at the dinner table. Mama got in my butt. Mama stayed in my butt. That's why I turned out the way I turned out, because mama stayed in my butt and mama stayed on my butt. I got switches, belts, anything else mama could get her hand on if I was not doing what I needed to do. That's why I'm the way I am. I carry myself the way I carry myself. You don't see me going around acting like a damn fool because of the way I was brought up. I understand that the things that I do, I have nieces and nephews. I have nieces and nephews that are in college, nieces and nephews that are in middle school, nieces and nephews that are in middle school. I don't want them to have to answer or have a conversation about their uncle out here acting a bald ass fool. That's just me. But please know, if I see them acting one, oh, there's gonna be a conversation. I don't care what their parents say. I'm gonna get in that ass. Because we need to realize that there are things that we do in this body that we're gonna have to answer for one day. There are sins that we do in this body. Not only do they hurt us, it hurts the people who are around us as well. It does. It really does. And we have to pay for that before we leave this earth. We do. Like I said, I believe in something higher than myself. At the end of the day, I try to be the best that I can be for me. And the best example and the best person to say, you know something, let's get around the thing. Do I make mistakes? Do I fall short? Absolutely. There are things that I believe a woman's body is a woman's body. What she wants to do to her body is her business. A man cannot tell a woman shit to do with her body until he gets a slit between him. Whether he was born with it or whether he go and get one. As a man, a woman can't tell a man what to do with his damn body. So if he want to sit there and whore himself out, child, let him do it. There's enough STDs, penicillin, shots, death out there for him if you want to do that. I believe that we need to stay in our own damn lane. Mind your own business. And if you're in a position, a leadership position, please make sure you know what your constituents want and that you are speaking on their behalf. But by no means are you the leader, are you the alpha and the omega, the shit caller, the head chief in call, that you don't have to realize that you got to go back to your community and answer to these people for the shit that you have done in Washington, D.C. I lived in Washington, D.C., y'all. Let me tell you something. I think every person should have the experience of living in Washington, D.C. because there's a way that people move and do things that the other part of the country don't know and don't get to experience. I've seen how those same individuals sit there and stand on a podium and spout this, and when they leave that Capitol Rotunda and their place of employment, how they act when they think nobody's watching. I've seen it. I've seen how their aides and how the lobbyists do what they do. Because I'm going to tell you something, people. If you think the people in D.C. are there for your ass, you are sadly mistaken. They are ruled by the almighty dollar. Whoever got the most money, or whatever firm, the NRA, that's a big one. Christian movements, big pastors and stuff. If you pay them the right amount of money, they will bend to what you want them to bend to. Spineless cowards to me. They are. A lot of them. I'm not going to say majority. There are some up there that, you know, are really in it for the people. But let me tell you something, ain't that many. I know 400 and some representatives, there ain't that many in there that's trying to, you know, really help their community. It's business. And if you want to come up, go into politics. I'm to say, if you want to go into politics and become a preacher, a bishop, or whatever. Because baby, that's like a drug dealer to me. Well, when I say like a drug dealer, getting that flashiness, that money, and all that is similar to that to me. It's what you're motivated by. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm being hard on religious leaders because they're governed by a different cloth. They should be, if they're truly called by God to do what they're doing. But let me tell you something. I've been in the church. I know the church front and back. My great-grandmother started a church. So I know, I was raised in the church, pastor's right hand, deacons, deaconesses, all of that stuff. I know how the church works. I know business. At the end of the day, it's still business. You may be in the business of saving souls, but it's business. And then if we really want to talk about the business of saving souls, how many souls you saved in the last month? But you know how many times, what you got in that collection plate, and what you got in that business fund, and what you driving. Like I said, all preachers, leaders, prophetess, all of them are not bad. But let me tell you something. It's those who capitalize. I don't understand how there can be a minister, and you know who I'm talking about, well-known minister walking around, millionaire. And he ain't the only one. There's many. But you have people in your church and in your community that is poor. I don't understand that. And there's no way in hell you can make me understand that. No. There's politicians who have some of the poorest ass counties, territory, constituents, and you're running around here a millionaire. I don't get it. You can't make me understand that, and you're doing it the right way. You can't bullshit a bullshitter when it comes to me. I don't understand. How the hell we moving around doing all the things that we doing, and teachers still sitting out here barely making $50,000 a year? And they watch the kids and teach the kids, hoping to try to put something in them, and we wonder why the states that we live in are at the bottom. The United States is at the bottom. We're not producing any good workers these days. Hell, even the workforce has changed. Majority of people in the United States, if y'all don't know it, is unemployed. Okay? And the people that are receiving social assistance is not only people of color. And to me, social assistance is, I consider PPP loan a social assistance. I really do. So those of you who took those millions of dollars, I put you in the same category of that mother that's been sitting up there on the system and don't have 5 kids and ain't never worked a job and never owned a W-2. I put you in that same category. So the pot can't call the kettle black. I'm just saying. That's how I look at things. I asked my husband if I can go in politics. He was like, He's like, no. He's like, no. Because I'm going to tell you something. Me and my mouth and the way that I think and the way that I look at things, I understand everybody don't look at that. But I look at situations like this. What is the problem? How much money do we have to fix it? Can we fix it? Who do we need to line up to help get these problems remedied? And I'm talking about, let's just throw something out there, the job force, the workforce today. Do you literally know that companies have to, if this is their standard, and I work in HR and been a manager, been a trainer, opened stores up, corporate, all of that, done all that. What companies are looking for now, they literally have to kind of lower it because of what we have to work with. Yeah. Do you know now in jobs, it doesn't matter what field it is, there's thousands of people going for that one job. I'm not just blowing this out. I'm telling you this is what's happening. Do you know that in these jobs, when you're sitting here filling out your resume or fill out your resume and apply for your job, your job that position is not being sourced with a person first. It goes through a system called ATS. And if your resume doesn't get flagged for meeting that position, that it get tossed out, or actually doesn't even get viewed. If the position is a dog catcher, they have a job description for what that dog catcher should be. If your resume doesn't have those keywords to get flagged by that system for that position, if there was 20,000 people apply for that job, that ATS system, applicant tracking system, would bring all those resumes down to about a few, and then they reach out to who they want to and call and set up interviews. So getting a job is not about looking for the right person anymore. It's just you made it through the cut. That's why you have a lot of people who, your bosses and supervisors and managers, that don't know shit because they were just picked. And they're gonna always keep the person that knows the most. President gonna be here, CEO's gonna be here, then the executive team. Then you're gonna have the little supervisors and managers who are pretty much there to manage chaos and problems and whatnot. Then you got HR that really ain't there to help nobody. HR is just there to manage human capital. You are the human capital, okay? Then you got the workers underneath. You may have a team lead, a subject matter expert, a little lead or whatnot. Then you got the bottom workers. Those bottom workers, when I was in management, and it still is, I used to always go and either stand beside, work beside some of my bottom workers. When I say bottom workers, just everyday people, the janitor, the kitchen staff, the people who are actually doing the work of the business on a daily basis. I would go and spend time with them. Get out my office, take off my jacket, put my clipboard down, just go work beside them. That's the kind of leader I am. And ask them questions on how could I make it better for them? How can I make your job a little bit easier? If a process takes you 8 hours to do, how can we cut it down to 4? That's the kind of leader I was. That's why people were so loyal to work with me, for me, because they knew at the end of the day, I was trying to make it not only better for me, because I'm all the way up here, so I'm good. I'm gravy. I ain't worried. I'm all right. I'm being paid good. I wanted to make it as cohesive as possible for the people that was in between. I wanted them to know that, you know something, when you come into the break room, it is going to be clean. When you come into the break room, there's going to be snacks and water and snacks and stuff like that for you. Because I've been that worker. I came to work and didn't have lunch or didn't have a snack. And I was hungry. So thinking back like that, I always used to make sure that that was clean. If I had to do it myself, I did it myself. Or if I could delegate it out to someone, I did. But I wanted my employees, and I wanted them to see a board of excellent, encouraging words, and all of that. I wanted them to see that. That's the kind of person I am. That's the kind of person I think Mark Zuckerberg has gotten away from, if he was ever that person. And I think that's the reason why TikTok is so successful, because that CEO gets it. You take care of your people is going to give you the product, the salary, the profit that you want. When we in the United States stop thinking about the people, the workers, and during the industrial age, we were so focused on trying to produce that we forgot about the people. And people in anything that you do are the most important. If you don't have the people, you don't have the business. If you don't have the people, your ass won't exist. So I believe in taking care of the people. I believe in inspiring. I believe in educating the people, because I want more healthy competition. I want loyal workers. I remember growing up, and there were organizations where the granddad worked there and he retired. The son and the daughter worked there. They're halfway through their retirement. The son and daughter want to work there. They built the community up. People used to build communities around businesses. You can't do that shit now. Because, baby, they'll be here now. 364 days, you look up and think you're going to get a W-2, their ass is gone. There's no more loyalty. And people know that you don't give a damn. Companies don't give a damn about us. They know that now. So that's why you have a lot of I quit. Bye. People don't give 2-week notices. You can't find good help. You don't see a lot of good bosses because hell, they just trying to keep people in the position, keep people coming through the door, keep enough just to be able to do the job that they're assigned to do. So it's a domino effect, but companies need to connect back with the people and take care of the people. And when the people see that you are investing in them, good example, something I think we need to be discussing in this country. We need a 32-hour work week. Any professional, if you work a 40, 45 hours a week and you can't do it in 32 hours, you need to find something different. Find something new, or you're not good at what you're doing. Because I think people need to spend more time with their selves and with their families. 3-day work week, Europe been doing it for a long time. Works good there. The energy in Europe is a lot different than what you see here. We're always hustling and bustling. We're always, working this job, and not spending time with our families, with ourselves. And when people burn out because of stress and high blood pressure and, not being cared for, not being valued, working at jobs when they have not had a raise in a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm like, what the fuck? Why the hell you work there and you ain't got no raise? You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm different. I know my worth. And it's not about going around having a big salary, because big salary means more taxes coming out, meaning more responsibility, meaning less time I get to spend at home. You need to be able to find something that you can do that you can be able to take care of you and your family with and be okay, but at the same time have a work-life balance. If that's still a thing anymore. Because I tell you one thing, I'm not going to go to no company and give them all that I motherfucking got. And when I leave, I'm done. I have no connect with my family. I have nothing going on outside of that. My life is to wake up and go to work and go back to sleep and wake up and do it again. That's a boring ass life. But we need to work on that. These are things that politicians need to be talking about and changing and making better, and stop trying to line their pockets and stop trying to increase the millions that they already motherfucking have. Because let me tell you something. When your motherfucking ass die, you can't take that money with you. They're going to lay us out the same, stretch us out, or put us in an urn, but you cannot take the millions with you. Yeah, you can put it in trust and send it to your family, and your family perpetuate the same bullshit that you've done for your sorry ass life. But in the same token, you took up space and capitalized off of people, poor people, because that is the number one resource in this country, poor people. Slaves. We know about that well. As long as there's poor, the rich is going to be rich. That's why a lot of times you don't see a lot of lifting people up, encouraging people to be great and to do things, because that's one less person that's going to be not at the bottom anymore. I'm just saying. And people, it's good to be back. Like I told you, I haven't been talking and said anything for weeks, so I've been holding back a lot. But I will tell you, if you need somebody to talk to, if you want someone to talk to, if you need someone to encourage you, if you need someone to help you find a new skill set or do something different, because in this country right now, what you make as a living, you're only going to make that as long as you stay in that position, as long as you have that particular skill. If you want to make more money or have more of a work-life balance and not be a slave to the job that you have, you need a new skill set. You need a new certification. You need to go back to school. You need to invest in yourself. You need to take some classes. There's a lot of classes that are online that are free. And you can learn a different trade or an additional trade. You can have your job A, then have your job B, that you do 3 or 4 hours a week and learning something different. We need to start thinking more about that, because I'm gonna tell you something, that at the bottom, the Bible said the poor and the needy is gonna always be with us. That's understandable. But let me tell you something, here in America, it's getting harder each day to make a dollar stretch. I mean, if you had a $100 bill, baby, you could do a whole lot with a $100 bill. Baby, a $100 bill now, is like $1. Real talk. Once you bust that open, that's it. Think about it. When you go to the grocery store right now, take what you used to buy 5 years ago is completely different. Heck, what you buy now compared to 2 months ago is completely different. We better start gardening. We better start raising some damn gardens on our patios. Or if you don't have the land, get it on your patio, in your apartment, in your condo, whatever you need to do. We need to start doing that because these prices that we see are not going down. These jobs that we have are not going to be given raises because we're in a recession, y'all. If y'all didn't know that, we're in a recession. If you get 5 cents, a nickel, or quarter raise, high five to you. I'm telling you, because these are dire times right now, y'all. We need to really start thinking about what we're gonna do 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now. If you close to retirement, high five to you. Find you somewhere that you can live that's not gonna cost you so much. Because that check that you're getting now, when you retire, it ain't gonna be nowhere near that. So you better find one of these cheap states to live in so you can be able to make it off of getting paid once or twice a month. Those of us who are still getting a paycheck and working, we need to do the same thing as well. Cut the fat, trim the fat. There's a whole lot of things that I used to do that I don't do now. Why? Because it costs too much. And I'm not doing that. A good example, getting my nails done. I used to go to the nail salon once a week, twice a week. I started twice a week. Actually, no, I started once a month. Then I went to twice a week. Then I went every week. But baby, with everything going on and COVID, I learned how to do these nails myself. Now I go every once in a while to let a professional do what a professional do. But I take care of these nails now. And my grooming and cutting and shaving my heads and all of that stuff. Because I'm telling you, there's some things I'm willing to pay for, and there's some things I'm just gonna have to hackle or just do it on my own. Because like I said, $100 is not $100 anymore. It's not. We gotta get smarter. Start thinking outside the box. Stop expecting and waiting for someone to come and save you, because let me tell you something. This shit ain't gonna happen. You're going to save your damn self. You're going to start putting some money away. Like I said, I had an emergency that happened. Emergencies happen to all of us. Emergency surgeries that happened to me 2 weeks ago. It happens. Thank God I had things in place and I made it through it. But what if I didn't? And hell, now the banks need to be bailed out because they ain't got no money and going under. Because once again, the poor is struggling very hard in this country, very hard. People living in tents, people living up on the bridge. When I drive to Atlanta, and we live like 110 miles from Atlanta. Love Atlanta, lived in Atlanta for many years, but I don't want to live in Atlanta. But I live 110 miles away from less than that, from the World Business Airport. Atlanta Jackson. On my way there, I see people living up under the bridges, up under the highway, the bypasses. That lets me know that even though you're doing good, you're okay, there's somebody out there that's less fortunate as you. So always keep some grace and some humility and some gumption of knowing that I'm thankful for what I have. And I think for me, this is something I had to change my prayer on. I stopped asking God for money. I don't want no more money. I want God to give me the fortitude, the knowledge, the wisdom to be able to manage what I have better. Because I'm telling you something, more money, as P. Diddy said, more money, more problems. I don't want all of that. No, I'm good. Just God give me the strength to be able to manage what I get. That's what I want. That's what I need. That's how I get better. Because if I'm getting, let's say, $500, I don't want $2,000. I'm good with 500. Just give me the knowledge on how to manage it a little bit better. And let me tell you something. All the self-help people, all the how to be a millionaire overnight. I don't want all that, because if you got it quick, baby, you're gonna lose it quick. I'm good where I am. I'm okay. I've done good with myself at this point. Like I said, I'm a humble boy from Alabama, humble guy from Alabama. I've lived in DC. I've lived in a big city. I had to find things in life. But let me tell you something. They come at a price and a cost. And I don't want to pay that. And I don't want those things. I'm good. Just give me enough to do what I need to do with my hands. I don't need all that. I don't need 300 pairs of shoes because I only got one set of feet. And I'm good. I don't need the Gucci, the Prada, the Louis Vuitton, the Balenciaga. I don't need all that. I've had it. Once I walked out of the store, it didn't have no value. I don't need the big G-Wagon. I'm good. I don't want to pay for that service. I don't want to pay that. I don't want to drive that. I'm good. I'm good. And we need to learn how to be good in what we have. And if you want to grow and do things, I'm for that as well. But baby, I don't have to be Ted Turner, Warren Buffett. I don't have to be that. There's only one of them. And I'm good to know that they're still here. I just want to be me. Because the things I get to do is me, baby. Ted Turner and Warren Buffett don't get. I'm talking about old money. I ain't talking about no new money, baby. I'm talking about that old money, that generational money. And Warren Buffett still lives in the same house that he bought 20, 30 years ago. I like that. All the money that he has and things that he owns, he's still living in that same house that he bought 20, 30 years ago. I like that. Jimmy Carter, President of the United States, still humble, shops at the Dollar Tree. And y'all send a special prayer out for him. Send a special prayer out for him and his wife, Rosalind. Mr. Jimmy and Miss Rosalind. Because they showed us that you can be Christian and still be political. And I'm glad I got to see that from them. And I'm glad to know that they still reside in the same state that they moved from and became president and first lady. They're right back here. The same nanny that raised their daughter lives not far from them. And that's an amazing story. You guys need to read that story. That's an amazing story. I love humble people. I love it. I love the, cause you could be the extra, but just being somebody that's just humble, I can eat you up. I can sit around and spend time with you all day. But let me tell you something, these divas and divos and I can't do all that. I'm like, child, you stay on reality TV. You stay all the way over there. Just get away from me, because I don't need all that, child. I don't need an $800 bathrobe. My little gray terracotta wardrobe is so good for me. I really don't. I don't need to find dinner and all that stuff. I can go in my kitchen and cook it up myself, baby. I'm from Alabama. I can cook. I cook like somebody old grandmama. That's about 4'11", no hair on her head, no teeth in her mouth. I thank God they taught me how to cook, and I love to cook. So I don't have to go to Ruth's Chris. I don't have to. I've been there, did that. And hell, when I left, I was still hungry. I did. I was still hungry. I was like, that's too much meat. I can't eat enough, baby. Damn, and the bottle of water was like $30. I'm like, no, like a bottle of water for the table. Baby, that bottle of water was $30 for some damn water in a bottle. And the same water that I could have went in Costco and bought that. So I was pissed. Then when I looked at that ticket, I was pissed. I was like, why the fuck? To say that I was at Ruth's Chris, and I've done it many times. But let me tell you something, one time I did it and I paid. The other time, somebody else wanted to go there and they paid. Because I'm telling you, I'm cheap on the low. I'm real cheap. If I know I can make it, sew it, buy it, or do it, well, make it, sew it, do it myself, and without buying it, yeah, child. I learn shit just to learn shit, so I don't have to pay to have somebody do it for me. There's me. Once again, I don't like opening my wallet up. I don't like using my card. I don't like that. I don't like charging a whole lot of shit. I'm old school. If I can't pay cash for it or put it on my debit card, baby, I don't need it. Now I have a credit card. I don't use that shit a lot. And if I do it for a big purchase, like I said, I'm real simple. If I can't pay cash for it, I don't need it. And if I want to save and get it, I will. But I ain't that serious about stuff no more. I'm not, because when I die, when I close my eyes, when I'm sick, when I'm at home healing, I ain't using all that shit. I got clothes in my closet now that got tags still on it. I get to it when I feel like it. But guys and ladies, I thank you for taking the time to listen to me. It's good to be back. Like I said, I'm still healing. I'm not 100% yet, but I'm getting there. And I thank all of you who inbox me and send me encouraging words. I truly appreciate that. You're always checking on my health, asking me how I'm doing, and get better soon. Thank you so much. But let me tell you guys something. One thing I've learned, many things I've learned, but one thing that's really close to me. As long as you can see me and hear me, baby, I'm good. Now I'm human and I'm real, and I know there's time that we all have to go through in our bodies. And there's somebody out there right now, not only myself, that are going through in their body, but baby, let me tell you something. To feel a pain, to hurt, to be upset, to be sick, to be down, to be used, to be anything other than dead is a blessed day. That's how I look at it. It's a blessed day. So I thank you guys for sending me those encouraging words. I thank you guys for loving on me. I thank you guys for listening to me, all the parts of this world. I found out that I have viewers outside of the United States. I'm so happy. I'm happy about that because it lets me know that what God put in my heart, and my head and my body and my experiences, it resonates with other people. I'm truly humbled by that. I'm grateful for that because I'm getting emotional. It means I'm doing something right. Because I truly learned it, and in this life, there's things that we go through that is sometimes not about you. It's about being able to be a testimony to someone else, or being an example to, a sample of. Like if God has kept me this long, baby, let me tell you something. And I've been through a lot. I smile, I laugh, but whew, if y'all know the things that I've been through in my life, it has not been nothing but God that has kept me this long. Nothing but God. It wasn't my smart, it wasn't my looks, it wasn't my amazing talk, it wasn't how my voice sound. It was truly the grace of God that kept me here this long through everything. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful to let people know that even in your darkest moment in your life, God is still there with you. Even in the darkest moment. Even when you go see the doctor and the doctor look at you like, what the hell? Like, and I heard the doctor did, she was like, what the hell? And when she said, what the hell, I got scared. I was already scared, but baby, I was like, well, what the fuck we gonna do? She said, you gonna have to go to the ER. And I mean now. I was like, okay. She said, how quick can you get there? I was like, we can get there. Me and my husband can get there. I said, but let me go home and get me an overnight bag, because my experiences with the ER, child, I go in, think I'm coming out that same day. It don't happen. They keeps me. I guess when they check the insurance, they be like, oh yeah, he's a keeper, baby, let's keep him. But no, I do be at that time going through. My body is a wreck. It's trying to fight everything it can. And to make it through that and back on this side, I give God the glory for that. I give God the glory for that. My family, my mom, my sisters, my brother, nobody knew anything. It was just me and Charles. Charles had me. I was barely able to walk. I was toddling like a baby. But God carried me through as he always do. So I hope that encouraged you guys. Doesn't matter what you're going through. Big or small, dirty, low down, as hard as it is, as much as it hurt, God is still there. God will pull you through. Just believe, just hang on. If you can hang on for 3 minutes, and after you hang on that 3 minutes, hang on another 3 minutes. Hang on another 3 minutes. Hang on another 3 minutes. You will find that he will shrink that problem, that issue, that concern, that hurt. He will shrink it for you if you just hold on and believe. That's all you can do, is hold on and believe and breathe. Charles kept laughing. He was laughing at me. Even though we were in the emergency room or in the room, I'm sitting there just breathing. I'm like, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm breathing. As long as I'm breathing, I'm alive. And if I'm alive and hurting, I'm okay. Because this life, you want to take some stuff. You can't be weak in this life, babe. You got to take some stuff and make it through some stuff. So thank you guys. I truly thank you. And if you want to inbox me, hit me up and let me know where you're listening. I want to know. I want to know who's get to listening to my voice. And I'm getting feedback that I have a great voice. So thank you for that as well. Because I'm going to sit over here drinking teas, water, all of that stuff. And I've done many years of speaking and all of that stuff. And voice had to be, I had to go to ear, nose, and throat and have surgery. And the voice that I have now is not the voice that I always had. I thought I had a little whispering voice, but apparently it's resonating with people and people love it. And you never know what touches people. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for it all. And as always, take care of yourself. Be blessed. Be a blessing. And as I said earlier, if you can make it 3 minutes, just what you're going through, make it 3 minutes. Breathe. Believe, and make it another 3 minutes, and you will get through that. It may not seem like you're gonna make it through it at the moment, but you're gonna get through it. As long as God has breath in your body, you're gonna get through it. You're gonna make it through it. Take care of yourself, guys. Thank you. And as I'm signing up here, I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. If you haven't had anyone tell you that they love you, know that I love you and I always will. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.